Be me, call me Mark. Average dude punching a clock in the tech world. Nothing flashy. Job title says QA analyst. Reality says I'm the guy cleaning up after smarter people. I hunt bugs the engineers accidentally birth, write them up, kick them back, repeat, keeps rent paid. Office used to be just a place, not hell, not heaven. Just aggressively beige. Corporate carpet, fluorescent lights. Felt like a waiting room you never leave. We had our little ecosystem, engineers, IT, QA. We were the basement, kept the servers breathing, kept the lights on, made the thing everyone else bragged about selling. Mostly dudes, not a policy. Just how the hiring dice rolled. Quiet bunch, heads down, talked in JIRA tickets and commit notes. No drama. Top dog of the whole setup was a guy named Frank. Lead engineer, never wanted management, never had the badge, more like the village shaman. Been there since day zero. Probably typed the first version of the product on a laptop that wheezes if you open Chrome. Man spoke maybe once a week. If that, you could go days without hearing his voice. But when he did talk, you shut up meant something was either on fire or already magically fixed. A few years back, the client database nuked itself, absolute chaos. Suits running laps. People whispering the word insolvency like it was a curse. Frank strolls into the server room, coffee in hand, locks the door. 3 hours later, walks out, sends one email. Resolved. No explanation, no victory lap. Legend status unlocked. Company would have collapsed without him. On the other end of the floor, sales and marketing, that's where sound lived. Phones yelling, gong noises, celebrating deals, endless meetings about branding synergy, whatever that means. Mostly women over there, again, not planned. Just how it shook out. They were good at what they did. They sold the thing. We made actually work. Head of marketing was a woman named Dana, sharp zero nonsense. Lived and died by metrics. Didn't care about politics. Only conversion rates and quarterly wins. Somehow her and Frank worked perfectly. She'd stomp over, ask for some impossible data pull or tracking tweak. He'd slowly nod. Next day, she'd get exactly what she asked for. No chatter, no meetings, just results. Oil and water departments. But we barely touched, so nothing exploded. We built, they sold. Machine ran smooth. Predictable, fine, boringly effective. Then HR hired Melissa. New head of people operations came in last spring. Right away you could tell. Not like the old HR lady, the one who just did payroll and emailed compliance reminders. Melissa had a vision. Her intro email was pure corporate fanfic. Phrases like intersectional lenses, flattening power dynamics, cultivating psychological safety. Most of us deleted it, figured it was another HR suit justifying her paycheck. But the emails didn't stop. Weekly reminders, unconscious bias memos, mandatory allyship workshops. Posters started showing up in the break room. Colorful diagrams about privilege. Felt like wallpaper noise. Annoying. Easy to ignore. We had real deadlines. First actual move she made, installed an anonymous feedback box for reporting microaggressions within a week. One of our best IT guys got a formal warning because he said, "You guys" in a group chat. That's when alarms started chirping. Not loud yet, but noticeable. She started running listening circles. Tried to get engineers to talk about workplace feelings. Picture a room full of men who communicate exclusively through error logs, being asked to share emotional truths, pure agony, dead silence, phone vibrating somewhere. She took the silence as proof, not disinterest, but pathology. Our quiet was labeled toxic masculinity. Our focus framed as emotional suppression. We weren't suppressing anything. We were busy. We had ship dates. But she had a storyline, and she committed to it. Then the email hit. All hands meeting. Thursday afternoon, mandatory. Entire company crammed into the big conference room. Melissa at the front, grinning. PowerPoint glowing behind her. Company logo, pastel color hell, she opened with the usual praise. Progress, journey, equitable future. Then she clicked the slide. Big, bold letters. Male Silence Day initiative. Room filled with confused murmuring. She raises both hands. Huge, victorious grin. Room goes quiet, says for a full workday. Every male employee is required to stay silent. No talking in meetings. No desk chatter. No verbal communication at all. Says the goal is to amplify women's voices. Create space for female leadership. Men need to learn how to listen. My mouth is literally hanging open. I look around. Engineering guys all wearing the same expression. Disbelief mixed with mild disgust. Sales and marketing women nodding along. A couple start clapping. To them, this is some brave progressive moment. Dana from marketing just looks baffled. I can see her brain working. Not thinking ideology, thinking timelines, doing mental math on how screwed her projects are without talking to engineering. But I watch Frank. He's in his usual back row seat, face completely blank. No anger, no surprise, just empty calm. Staring straight at Melissa. Lets her finish. Then looks down at his laptop, starts typing. Already done processing. Already planning. Meeting wraps up. Melissa announces the first silence day is tomorrow. Friday, mandatory. HR will be monitoring. Men file out. No talking. No bathroom conspiracy. No angry parking lot huddle. None needed. An hour later, engineering group chat lights up. Message from Frank. Team, reminder of the new HR policy effective tomorrow. Full compliance is expected. Perfectly professional. HR safe. But everyone understands we're not just going quiet. We're going nuclear with compliance. We'll follow the rules so cleanly it breaks everything. I see it happening. Two IT guys exchange a nod, a dev and a database admin. Lock eyes, silent agreement, no words. Decision unanimous. Friday morning hits. Office feels wrong. Too quiet. The usual background. Hum is gone. Coffee machine chatter. Morning greetings all replaced with heavy silence. At first, the women love it. They talk louder, fill the space, laughter echoing across the floor. Melissa walks around like she won a war. Clipboard in hand, actually taking notes. Smug smile glued to her face. She thinks she changed history. First crack around 10 a.m. Dana needs updated customer analytics. Big meeting coming up. Normally she walks to Frank. She does exactly that. I watch from my cubicle. She starts explaining what she needs. Frank stops typing, looks up, gives a polite little smile, raises his hand, points right at the poster. A day to listen. Male Silence Day. She stares at it, then back at him. Confusion turns to irritation. Tries again, slower, like he's stupid. Frank just smiles again. Same calm face, points at the poster. Not rude, just obedient. She huffs. Storms off. Goes to another senior engineer. Same response. Smile. Point. Now she gets it. She's boxed in. Deadline approaching. Men with the keys won't talk. Fires start everywhere. Sales can't generate a quote. Pricing tool? Throwing errors? Engineer gives a silent shrug. Printer jams. IT opens it. Sees a nightmare paper knot. Communicates entirely through hand gestures. Can't ask questions. Assumes worst case. Takes 45 minutes instead of 5. Emails still get replies, but only attachments. No, here you go. No, let me know. Just the file. Pure minimalist compliance. We're working, but without the grease of casual communication. Machine starts grinding. By end of day, the excitement is gone, replaced by tension. Melissa remains clueless. Sends a company-wide email. Congratulating everyone. Calls it insightful. Praises male participation. Has no idea. We go home for the weekend. Monday comes. Silence is still in effect. That's when the fear kicked in. The women assumed, same as Melissa, that this was a one-day stunt, a corporate trust fall. Awkward. Forgettable. Except we never started talking again. Monday came. Silence. Tuesday. Still nothing. This wasn't an event anymore. It was the new normal. Dana tried to intercept Frank by the elevators. I watched it happen. She leaned in, voice low, urgent, clearly laying out the disaster. Frank just stood there, hands in his pockets, listened the whole time when she finished. He nodded once, like message received, then stepped into the elevator. Doors closed. Projects officially started dying. A major update that was supposed to roll out over the weekend got delayed. Couldn't finalize verbal sign-offs. No coordination. Marketing was crippled. Their entire workflow depended on constant back and forth with engineering. Testing campaigns. Pulling numbers. Patching site bugs. Now every single request had to be a formal ticket. A 30-second hallway question turned into a full day of emails. They tried fixing things themselves. It went badly. I watched a junior marketer attempt a site update. She nuked the entire careers page, didn't notice for 3 hours. Another ran a data script, overloaded a server. Half the company's network slowed to a crawl. They weren't stupid. They were just way out of depth. They'd been leaning on infrastructure they never had to understand. Dana finally went to Melissa, glass office, front row seats for everyone. Dana was furious, arms waving, pointing out at the floor, clearly spelling out that everything had stalled. Melissa put a calming hand on her arm, smiling, shaking her head like Dana was being dramatic. Later, we found out Melissa thought this was a protest, a fragile male ego meltdown. She believed if she waited us out, we'd cave. Begged to talk again. She was dead wrong. We weren't rebelling. We weren't emotional. We were obeying. This was the world they asked for. A world without our input, without our experience, without our voices, and it was collapsing. Week 1 ended in controlled chaos. Deadlines missed everywhere. The old productivity hum replaced by library quiet panic. We kept working, heads down, silent, code written, bugs fixed, servers maintained. But the glue was gone. No quick questions, no collaboration, no, can you check this real quick? Without it, the company was bleeding. Week 2 started. Silence wasn't funny anymore. It was heavy, oppressive. The new broken reality. War of attrition began. Melissa decided to double down. No speech, just a memo. Company-wide subject line about reflection and progress. She mentioned unexpected challenges, no apology, no admission of failure. She reframed it, called our silence protest silence, weaponized non-communication, masculine fragility, announced a women-only town hall to strategize leadership under resistance. She really believed we were the issue, thought she could outlast us, didn't realize we weren't fighting, we were letting gravity do the work. Town hall happened that afternoon. Big glass conference room. Everyone could see it from what I heard later. It went sideways fast. Melissa tried empowerment talk. Dana cut her off immediately. Stood up, pulled out a printed spreadsheet, started listing stalled projects, missed deadlines, revenue at risk. No feelings. Just numbers. Other women piled on. Sales furious about broken quoting. Product managers panicking about the delayed release. Meeting turned into open revolt. Solidarity turned into mutiny. On our side, something else formed. A quiet unity. Engineering and IT started eating lunch together. One long table, no talking. Just forks and trays felt weird. Felt strong. A visible front. We didn't need words. Small acts followed. I saw a junior dev stuck on code. Just staring. Frank noticed. pulled up a chair, said nothing, pointed at the screen, line by line. 5 minutes and a problem solved. Pat on the shoulder, walked off. We were efficient but isolated. An island. Midweek, first email from upper management hit. VP of OPER, asking why the update was over a week late. Dana had to answer. She had to explain. Communication bottlenecks with engineering. She tried to write the VP back like a diplomat. Careful wording. But the truth still bled through the email. These weren't surface scratches anymore. The damage was hitting the foundation. Melissa, of course, stayed in her own little universe. She responded by scheduling even more workshops, this time women only, coding basics, intro to server infrastructure, like she thought she could just speedrun our careers as if decades of experience could be swapped out with a 2-hour slideshow. The attempts were honestly embarrassing. I watched a pack of saleswomen wander near our server racks, holding a printed server room for beginners article, staring at blinking lights like they were reading ancient runes. Looked like tourists lost in a foreign subway station. Office atmosphere went toxic, but in a brand new flavor. The women were furious, snapping at each other, blame bouncing around like a pinball. We just stayed quiet, heads down, almost immune. We were living in our own silent bubble. One day I lock eyes with Dana across the floor. She looks wrecked, exhausted, defeated. And for the first time, she isn't glaring at me. She's pleading, like, please, just help us. I give her this tiny, helpless shrug. Can't break rules, her side demanded. Hands tied? Then the real bomb got scheduled. The thing that finally toppled the whole shaky tower. We'd been chasing a monster client for almost a year. Big name in finance. Not just another sale, man. This was company making. The kind of contract that keeps budgets safe for years. We were at the finish line. Last step was a technical deep dive call with their engineers. They needed proof our platform was secure, stable, scalable. This was Frank's territory. Only guy who could answer with the depth and confidence they wanted. Call gets set for Wednesday morning. Week 3 of silence. Calendar invite goes out. Required attendees. CEO, CTO, Dana, Melissa, Frank, and Frank's 3 top senior engineers. Immediately thinking, this is going to be a show. Morning of the call, tension is so thick you could chew it. 10 Wasark hits. Everyone files into the big boardroom, the serious one, the room they save for lawsuits and life or death deals. CEO is there, grim face, jaw clenched. Dana looks like she hasn't slept in a week. Melissa is there too. And she's weirdly nervous for once, like even she can tell the HR handbook doesn't cover this. Then Frank and his guys walk in, sit down, open laptops, silent, professional. A video call starts. Giant screen shows the client's tech team. All stern faces, no smiles. CEO does the intro, tries to sound upbeat, but his voice is strained. Then the client's lead engineer jumps straight in. Hard eyes, zero patience. Starts firing deep technical questions. Encryption in transit and at rest. API rate limiting. Failover behavior. Disaster recovery. Replication latency. Not softball stuff. Full interrogation. After the first question, CEO turns to Frank. Frank, can you speak to that? Frank looks at the CEO, then looks at the client on the screen, gives a polite nod, and then nothing, just sits there, silent. CEO's face starts turning red. Frank, I need you to answer. Frank doesn't even twitch. Slowly turns his head, looks directly at Melissa. No words. But it hits like a sledgehammer. Your rules, your communication policy, your show. Everyone in the room swivels to Melissa. She freezes, deer in headlights. But like the headlights are a freight train, she starts stammering, tries to answer the encryption question with buzzwords, synergizing security paradigms. Leveraging best practice frameworks. Pure word salad, meaningless corporate soup. Client's lead engineer just stares. His expression shifts from serious to confused to offended. Cuts her off midstream. Ma'am, that wasn't an answer. That wasn't even a sentence. Can someone who actually understands this respond? CEO is practically shaking with rage, leans toward Frank and hisses at him. CEO leans forward, hisses. Answer him, now. That's an order. Frank doesn't move not an inch, might as well be carved out of stone. He's following HR policy. CEO orders don't override mandatory company initiatives. Everyone knows that the HR rules are carved in steel. Client's team starts talking among themselves. Mike's muted. We just watch them shake their heads. Then their lead engineer unmutes, voice cold, dismissive. You know what? We're done. Says they won't partner with a company this dysfunctional. Thanks us for our time. Screen goes black. Call ended. Deal dead for 10 seconds. Absolute silence. Just the air conditioner humming. Then the CEO detonates, slams his fist on the table. Water pitchers jump. Never seen him like this. He turns on Melissa, face pure fury. Doesn't shout, speaks low. Voice shaking. Way scarier, tells her to leave. She just stares, points at the door. Get out. Now. She scrambles. Basically runs out. CEO turns to Frank. Anger still there, but now there's a realization. Horror? He looks at Frank, then the empty chairs, then the wreckage on the screen, shakes his head. Defeated. Meeting's over. Walks out an hour later. Email hits everyone's inbox from the CEO. Subject about communication policies. Short, direct HR initiative immediately and permanently suspended. Effective now. Normal verbal collaboration resumes. Apology for the disruption. Total surrender. Next morning, Melissa calls an all hands, the one where she has to announce defeat. Stands at the front, looks pale, smaller, reads from a script. Voice flat. Robotic says, male silence initiative is over. No apology, just lessons learned. Future strategies? Room stays dead quiet. Then Frank clears his throat. First sound from him in 3 weeks. Entire room snaps toward him. Are we done here? We have a deployment waiting. Melissa just nods. Can't speak. Every man stands up at once, walks out, leaves her alone at the podium. We go back to our desks. We talk again, but it's different. Forever different. Culture never recovers. Communication returns, but it's cold. Transactional. No small talk, no favors, no jokes, just work. We answer when asked, collaborate when required. Goodwill is gone. We're not a team anymore. Just coworkers. Office gets quieter, colder, more efficient. No fluff. No wasted meetings. Melissa lasts another month. Goes through the office. No one talks to her. Authority gone, then one day, she's gone. Desk cleared overnight. CEO emails. Pursuing other opportunities. No one asks, no one cares. We proved our value by removing it. They wanted to see the office without our voices. Now they know it's quiet. It's broken. It's their mess. We just work. And finally, we're left alone.